I want to share with you the information that I shared with my insurer a few weeks ago. My name is Dror. I'm 30. I'm married. I have a 14-month-old daughter. I live in Givatayim, which is one of the suburbs of Tel Aviv. And I try to go to the gym at least once a week, so my health is generally good. Now, assuming you know how much coverage I have, would you be able to say if I'm over or underinsured? The question of over and underinsurance is the exact question insurers ask us, and we at Atidot help them answer daily. Because Atidot translates big data insights into insurance-specific decisions. Big data can be misleading. It can be confusing. I'll give you examples. I personally own a property. I have a mortgage, but that's investment property, so I live in a rental home. And my job title says CEO, but it's a startup, so I make less than most of my employees. And the problem is that you know a lot of this information as my insurer, but it's very difficult for you to translate that into something actionable. Let me show you how we do it. A few months ago, a top-tier insurer approached us with this challenge. They told us, we have a big book of business, and we want to understand and discover who among our customers are over and underinsured. And the question is crucial, because if you are overinsured, it means you are overpriced. And if you're overpriced, someone else can approach you with a better proposition and get you as a customer. And if you're underinsured, it means that you don't have enough coverage. So you're a very good candidate for an upsell or a cross-sell. But more than that, it's an opportunity for you to nurture your relationship with me as a customer and with my agent. And at the end of the day, get more revenue. The magic is that it all happens in one simple product. What the carrier is doing is uploading their book of business to our system, and we take data from different sources, from the cash flow management system, from the CRM, from the policy admin data, and we build a view of the customer from all different data points. We enrich it with external data sources, and we build this view of the customer that we can later model if they're over or underinsured. And we can see quite easily that at the point of sale, people are buying the blue bars of buckets of insurance, like below $100,000 of coverage, $100,000, $200,000. We see a peak around 500 and 1 million because that's an easier sell than selling someone 875. And the green line is actually showing what the customer needs. And what happened when you adjust the date to today is that the customer stays with what he had because no one contacted him, but his needs changed. He moved to a bigger house, he has more kids, he has bigger salary. Now it's very difficult for you to estimate that, but he actually needs much more coverage, so he's heavily underinsured. And we can go into the different parameters of why is it happening, and it's very interesting because those can come up automatically, some very intuitive. For example, the ratio between premium and face amount. For example, the issue date. For example, the number of riders in the policy. Some are not intuitive. How many owners we have in the policy? How many beneficiaries do we have in the policy? And some come from external sources, like what was the index of the S&P 500 when he bought the policy compared to today, or what is the mean household income in his neighborhood. But when we collect all this data, we're able to produce a list of priority leads that are underinsured and you can approach. And you can build them based on specific segmentation or specific distribution channel or specific criteria that you define. And you get a list of policies that are generated automatically in real time that shows you that this policyholder is underinsured because the issue date of the policy, because of the premium, because of his number of beneficiaries. And if you click on it, you can see all the information in the policy, and you can see who is it and how can you reach out to him. And basically, you can now reach out and convert it into a new sale. And we actually saw that when this carrier approached those customers, conversion rate for upsells went through the roof. It was much, 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 much better than whatever he did earlier, because now it's not just that you can tell him that he's underinsured, you have an intuition of why. Maybe he has too many beneficiaries on his policy. What does that mean? It means that he has more kids than when he bought the policy, or he has more kids than his peers in his group. Someone else has as the issue date as a parameter, so maybe the policy is too mature, and now it's time for him to upgrade. And this is all speaking about existing business, but we can also turn it into a new business proposition and ask ourselves if someone at the age of 40, that he's male, that lives in, let's say, New York, for this example, approaches you, what's going to be the average duration of the policy? What's going to be the average face amount? What's going to be the EV for you when you sell it? What are the next few questions that you need to ask him? And if he's not a male, he's a female, obviously the number change. And if he's not living in this side of Manhattan, but on the other side of Manhattan, it changes again. And you can add more and more parameters to this question to get the actual insights about each and every one of your customers to get much better personalized in understanding their needs and customizing your products to their specific needs. And you, as C-level executives of this company, you also want to have an overview approach where you say, what is the cross-section of products and campaigns and customers, and how do they evolve over time? So we can take this segmentation and play with the time frame. What we project would happen next year, and what's going to happen the year after, or the year after that. And we can see that there is this brown group way, way down there that, although small, becomes very, very profitable. And on the other end, we have this dark blue and navy blue groups that are much, much bigger, but are not that profitable. And maybe you're putting too much effort in keeping those customers that are not becoming profitable every year. To conclude, help us help you become better companies. Help us help you, as insurers, as incumbents, become more competitive, become better insurance companies, and become customer-centric, help your customers. If you want to translate all this big data mumbo-jumbo into something that is relatable and you can understand, I would say that at the end of the day, if your customers are overinsured, they're going to lapse because they're overpriced and someone else can offer them better products. And if they're underinsured, then they are your best candidates for an upsell or a cross-sell or a new touch point to get to them better products. We at Atidot are going to be here today and tomorrow, and feel free to meet us back there on our table. And feel free to reach out to us if you want to pilot this software. Thank you.